dude.
Yes.
Did you hear the latest from this crazy state?
Oh, they're gonna misgendering is now gonna be a jailable or finable offense.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to they passed universal health care in this state because they have, of course, tens of millions of about 11 million illegal voters in this state alone. And that's their voting base. So they're going to get anything they want. So it's Christmas for the libtards. So they are trying to defeat Prop 13. They say they're only going after big property owners first. Well, when they run out of those, they're going for your property. This has to be fought. So I want you to go online and get up to speed about what these jerks and criminals are doing in this state and start fighting it. Because if we don't fight it before they take it all away, we're screwed.
Lovely.
They passed a $4 billion universal health care plan to cover illegals in this state.
Lovely.
That's their priority, illegals and open borders, because that gives them their one-party state dictatorship they've always wanted. Next, they're doing away with Prop 13, starting with big property owners, but they're going to go after your property next. How are they going to pay for their $11 billion that they want to waste in this state? Doing nothing. They're not repairing roads. They're not cutting down underbrush, so the whole state's on fire because they haven't been managing the wilderness by cutting down dead trees and getting rid of underbrush, which is what spreads fires. They aren't building dams and reservoirs. They aren't building power plants of any kind. They're dismantling the last nuclear ones. Do you know what you're going to be paying for your energy bills? We're going to be having brownouts during the summer when it's, 1 million degrees out, and no one will be allowed to use their air conditioner. We need to fight these Stalinist fascists. So although you do a great job with Occupy Democrat parity, we need to start fighting these jackasses in this state. The session should have perp walked them all out of here in chains because they are using illegals, destroying the vote of legal citizens to get power and money, which is all demon rats live for. He should have perp walked them out of here. It is against federal law to have open borders and allow this to go on, and especially since these leeches live off our social services. They are unskilled, ignorant people. They can't even read and write in their own language, let alone English. They're being funneled through all these programs by Democrats who want them to vote for Democrats. These ignorant people have no clue about our Constitution or where their freedoms and rights come from. They have no idea where wealth comes from. They think the state is there to give them freebies, and we just have a bigger bank to give them freebies. That's why they're coming here. Democrats use them as a voter bloc. Who's going to pay for it? Well, there aren't enough filthy rich billionaires who don't seem to be paying anything, Zuckerface. He wants everyone else to give money to, a universal income. Where's it coming from? If we took his $50 billion and distributed it amongst adults in this country, you'd have a one-time payment of $375 per each adult, and that's it.
Do you know
that? The other days coming from?
Did you hear that Stockton already is doing universal income at a city
That's
level?
Blowing up on them. There aren't enough people working to fund the leeches. Even if everyone were working, it wouldn't be enough to fund leeches. Like Thatcher said, socialism's great till you run out of other people's money. You need to expand the economy to give people a higher standard of living, not take from the producers and give to the non-producers and grow the non-producer class till there's no one producing. That's the Democrat way. Stupid. Stupid is as Democrat does. But then the evil Democrats know that's what they're doing because they just want to fold us into their one world government, and the way to do that is to impoverish, the middle classes in this country. The founders knew that every other freedom was dependent upon economic freedom because poor people cannot afford to fight corrupt politicians and corrupt government. Poor people can't afford to defend themselves. Therefore, economic freedom is your number one priority. Number two is right to bear arms, And then you have all the rest, freedom of speech, everything else. But economic freedom really is number one, because without that, you don't have any of the rest. You don't have the ability to fight for any or other rights. The founders knew this. So a free society is based on economic freedom first. And that's what liberals have under attack 24/7. And they use the greed. They use the greed of people who don't have, the envy of people who don't have against those who do have, who mostly have worked for it. You know, the Paris Hilton parasites aside. Some people inherit their wealth, and of course they vote Democrat because they're idiots, because they don't know what it takes to earn the money. So they're morons. That was like Marx. He never did shit. He inherited his money and he talks about the masses. He didn't know anything. Libtards, they play on the envy and greed of those who, for whatever reason, never amounted to anything.
And you said something a moment ago that I have to follow up on and I have to draw you out on. You said you don't have to lie anymore now that you're not a politician. What did you lie about when you were governor?
Well, it's all a lie. You're
what did you lie about? What did you lie about?
All right, here's what. You run for office and the assumption is, oh, I know what to do. You don't. I didn't have a plan for California. Clinton doesn't have a plan.
So you said you had a
Bush
plan. You said you had a plan for California, and you lied because you didn't have a plan.
You say you're going to lower taxes. You're going to put people to work. You're going to improve the schools. The schools you're going to stop crime. Crime is up. Schools are worse. Taxes are higher. I mean, be real.